Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie and today we're doing another foundation review. I'm so excited for this one. This is on The Ordinary's new foundation. This is their coverage foundation. They also have a serum foundation, but this is their newer one that is supposed to be full coverage. I just got this in the mail today. I'm getting a super late start. It is 4:30 right now. I am going to get an 8-hour wear in for you guys. I'm usually up till 1 in the morning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I do have to go back to work. I have some cleaning to do on other clients, and then I also have to go to the gym. So I'm going to get a really good wear test out of this to see how it lasts through all of that. I ordered this on The Ordinary's website. I'll have it linked down below. It took a really long time to get in because the amount of orders that they got in was like over 250,000, and they were totally not expecting that, I'm assuming. This was $6.90 on their website, and there are 21 shades. The shade that I have is 1.1N Fair Neutral. It comes in this little bottle, and there is a pump, as you can see. So there are 21 shades. I don't know if I said that. And it has a pH of 6 to 750 or 7.5. It is alcohol-free, oil-free, nut-free, gluten-free, soy-free, and cruelty-free, and vegan. So that's really great if you are vegan and cruelty-free. Super affordable, like I said, $6.90. That's really great. I think the shipping was only like $5 or something. So, I mean, overall, it was just below $12 that I spent on this foundation. So if it is full coverage and it lasts really well, then that is a steal. So the claims for this foundation are super long, but it basically just says that their coverage foundation is a full coverage formulation. This one contains higher pigment levels than their serum foundations, but it still offers a smooth finish that avoids the heavy makeup look that can make skin appear more aged. The texture is that of a lightweight, non-oily cream. It just is supposed to look natural on the skin. It shouldn't collect in fine lines, and it also says that it should have a long wearing time. It offers a semi-matte finish, which I like. I have oily skin or combination skin. I get very oily in my T-zone. It says that it's compatible with most primers, and it's designed to work exceptionally well with the primers offered by The Ordinary, which I don't have anything else from The Ordinary. They have a lot of different skincare that I've been pretty interested in trying, but it's really confusing on their website to figure out what product is for what. There is someone on YouTube that did a video, like a full long video explaining The Ordinary and all of their products. I think her name is Stephanie. I'll have her channel linked down below. She is very descriptive in her reviews, so if you're curious about this line and their skincare, then definitely check her video out. This does have SPF 15. Like I said, there are 21 shades, and the shade that I have, 1.1N, which is Fair and Neutral, is the fourth to the lightest shade. The lightest shade, 1.0N, is for very fair skin tones with neutral undertones, and then the darkest shade is 3.3N, which is for very deep skin tones, and it also has neutral undertones. So there's a little bit of a description for the shades, and it says that the shades are divided into 3 categories: 1 for fair to lighter skin tones, 2 for medium skin tones, and 3 for darker tones. And it says that each category is then classified further by a second digit from 0 to 3 to indicate depth within each category. Finally, a letter is added to the shade to identify the undertone: P, which is for pink, R for red, and those both indicate cool undertones for lighter and darker shades respectively, and then N indicates a neutral tone, while Y indicates a a yellow undertone. It also says that each shade code has a descriptive name as well. For example, 1.2P is light with pink undertones, while 3.0Y is medium dark with yellow undertones. For a complete shade guide, you can click on a link and it will explain everything to you, because then there's some that have an S that is for silver highlights, G for gold highlights, and if you don't understand what any of that means and you're having trouble picking a shade, there are quite a few guidelines that you can follow on their website to figure out what shade to get and what is going to work best for you. So I am quite fair, as you can see. I am an NW15 in MAC foundation. Sometimes that's a little too dark. Let's just go ahead and jump in. I know you're like, oh my gosh, let's get started, because you're so curious. I am so curious too. I'm so excited. I hope that my lighting is okay. I'm working on lighting, so just bear with me, please. I am just going to do both sides with a brush today. I am just not one for applying foundation with sponges, just because I have never found a foundation that a sponge does not shear down the coverage of it, so I hope that's okay. I will go ahead and use my AOA Studio High Def brush in the F2. This is just a flat top angled kabuki style brush, and I've already primed my face using my typical primers. So there is the consistency. It's not too thick, but it's definitely not really running down my hand. The shade looks like it's going to be really good. So I just did about 3 pumps, which I know that seems like a lot, and it really might be if this is actually full coverage, but let's just see how this works. As you can see, I have a lot to cover on my skin. I have very acne prone skin with a lot of texture and acne scarring. So let's just start applying and see. Looks like it could be a little bit light for me. That just covered almost everything. That has given me a very high medium coverage. And I did use almost everything on my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and use up the rest of it, and I'm just gonna put it in spots that I need more coverage. Like obviously on my cheek area is the main part that I'm concerned about. So this is what we have off of the like 2.5 pumps that I used. And that is just about full coverage. I think on most people this is definitely going to be full coverage, but unfortunately on me it's not like my Marc Jacobs Remarkable full coverage. I think I do want to try to see if I can add a little bit more. I know some people probably cringe when they watch my videos and see how much product that I use, but that's just my preference. I'm breaking out really bad right now because I used a mask. It's the like rose clay mask by Origins, I think. So I would say that almost covered everything. I used total probably 3 pumps. Like I said, it's pretty much full coverage, but I just have so much dark pigmented scarring, and there's not a lot of foundations that will completely cover those. I do have some that will, but this one didn't completely cover it. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I did want to go ahead and give you a close-up really quick. I started to put my concealer on and I realized that I didn't do a close-up. It's not really settling in the lines on my forehead at all. The finish is really, really nice. You can see the light reflecting off of my forehead, but I don't know if it is quite a semi-matte finish. I have a lot of texture from my acne, and there's some dry skin on those spots, and it's sitting really nicely. It's not you know, emphasizing those areas on my face. Overall, I'm liking it so far. I mean, I do wish that it was a little more opaque full coverage. One thing I do want to mention is that I do think that it is oxidizing. It's kind of oxidizing to match my skin tone a little better. I don't even know if that'll pick up on camera, but this is the fresh swatch and this is the little bit of product that I have left. So can you kind of see that it did oxidize a little bit? Hopefully it doesn't oxidize too much more. I could afford for it to oxidize just a little bit, but it's a pretty perfect match for me right now. So if you're an NW15, I think this is a good match as of now. I will obviously let you know if it oxidizes anymore, but I'm gonna go finish my makeup now. I gotta be honest, I am a little underwhelmed. I liked the way everything was looking before I went to finish my makeup, and I use like stuff that I use every single day. Like the powder that I use is my Cinema Secrets. This is my holy grail. I use this with everything, and it's worked with every foundation I've ever used. My Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I love. And I don't know what it is, but it's like, there's just, like I'm just not crazy about it. To be a full coverage foundation, like I want my skin to look flawless, and it almost seemed like when I was going in and adding the rest of my makeup that I was losing coverage, and I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to look and see if it's focusing, but like you can see all of this acne coming through, and you can see some over here as well. Under certain circumstances, I wouldn't mind that, but because this is supposed to be extremely full coverage, then I expect these spots to be covered. So if you have severe acne and scarring, just be aware that this may not cover it for you, because it didn't for me, and you saw that I used 3 to 4 pumps. I'm just kind of disappointed. So I'm still gonna see how this wears. I will check in at least one more time. I'm not wearing pants. Pretty much what's going on is clearly I'm oily. I say clearly because I'm assuming that you can see that. I'm gonna just get close up. It is like separating in my T-zone. I don't know if you can see that happening, but I've never really seen a foundation start to separate like on top of each of my pores. It's 11:30, by the way. So this has been on for 7 hours. I know I said I'd do an 8-hour check-in, but you guys, I really don't see much changing in an hour. I still am gonna try to wear this tomorrow and see how it lasts. I'm gonna try it maybe with some different products, like maybe something a little bit more mattifying in my T-zone. It's starting to settle in the lines on my forehead as well. I don't know if that's gonna pick up. Yeah, overall, I'm really not liking it very much, you guys. When I went to the gym, which was pretty much right after I had applied it, I actually thought that my skin looked really nice in the mirrors at the gym, and the color is like almost a perfect match for me. But yeah, I mean, my pores, they just look pretty emphasized. And I mean, I have some foundations that can get like really oily like this on me after a couple hours. And, you know, I have products that help make it work and help that foundation last. So I may be able to still make this work. I just thought that I would be a little more wowed. I think my expectations were maybe a little too high.